All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another weekly recap video. So let's take a look at May 4 to 8. As you know, these were posted on April 27. All right, so what happened? Here are the trade or swing days: gold Monday, Friday; euro dollar Monday, Wednesday, Friday; Bitcoin Monday, Saturday; SP 500 Monday, Wednesday; Dow Jones Monday or Tuesday; Nasdaq Monday or Tuesday. Possible vector energy days. This is a flow routine week, so we're just going to do technical analysis on these routine weeks. And on Eurodollar, we've got Monday to Thursday routine, and then we've got Friday shock day. So it'd be interesting to see what happened there. SP 500 Monday to Thursday routine, Friday gains day, Dow Jones routine, Nasdaq routine. All right, and these are the intraday trade timing windows. Obviously, feel free to take a screenshot and see how these hours worked for you. Obviously, when you're doing trade hours, you must match it to your technical analysis. It's not like we're entering every trade on a specific time. Okay, you got to match it to your price. So that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and this is Friday. No video on a Friday. Well, not this Friday, last Friday, because I work Monday to Thursdays, and sometimes there won't be a video on Friday. So let's take a look at what happened. So let's take a look at gold. Now with gold, remember we had Monday, Friday. Also take a look at this blue arrow here. Remember in the video, by the way, all of the last week's videos are available now on Vimeo. So you can go to Vimeo, check out Global Trader Club, and check out last week's videos to see what I said. So here we are. All right, so nice and easy. Remember, we did want to come down here, but it didn't. But remember the swing days periods we had. All right, remember the May swing days period. So if you're a quarterly member or an annual member, you can obviously see those as well. And that's like the way to go. Okay, because I did say that's the beginning of a trend here. Okay, possible. And look, from Monday market makes a low at the end of the day, which is fine. The next day we've got a trend starting, and the following is Friday, because we had Monday and Friday, remember? So it goes all the way up into Friday. And then, beautifully enough, we've got trading hours during the day, right? So where can you get into the market? So this was, where are we? So this is Monday, right? So Monday market. In fact, let me just get rid of these little things here as well. So this is Monday, right? Market comes down nice and easy into here on Monday. Tuesday, we have a trend starting. Look at the hours. Market going up at these hours. So pull back and going up. Pull back, going up. Here we have an up move. That's pretty much New York. So New York retracing a little bit into Asia, and Asia giving it the boost. Okay. On Wednesday, really the only thing you could have done was just go long here, because it just went up. Okay, obviously the market did not retrace there, as you can see. Ideally I wanted the market to come down here so we can go up, but it did not do that. It did it in the euro dollar, but not in gold. So market kept going up. The only thing you could have done, really, if you missed that, was on Thursday. The market comes back. That's your closing and opening at trading hours. This is why I've got these price levels all the time. Market just goes up, makes that high, and at the highs, chucks all the way down on a Thursday. Obviously no buying at the tops for us. This is why we're using the daily charts as well. You always want to make sure that when at the tops, we don't buy. I mean, I don't buy. You can do whatever you like, obviously, right? You can sell the low, buy the high, but I don't. If you wanted to do intraday trading, you would have wanted to do it somewhere where they bought before, all right, at a trade hour, as you can see market breaking out. But I would not be buying at the tops here for sure. All right, that's just not the way to go. And on Friday, this is where we are on a Friday. Market just going sideways. Here there was nothing really to do. Because if the only thing you could do on a Friday, being a trade day, was sell the high. It didn't come up to the high. It didn't even close that gap, okay, if you wanted to. Or you would have bought the lows and the market didn't come there either. So on Friday, if you were looking at gold, there was really nothing to do. Okay, like I said, you got to match time to your price. You can't just enter a trade because there's a trade hour there. It's just not, it's just not how it's meant to be. Let's take a look at euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, let's take a look. Let's do a bit of a reminder. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we have Monday to Thursday routine. Friday, we've got a shock day. Let's see what happened. No. All right, so Monday. Okay, look. This is your Monday. That's your Wednesday. And remember, Tuesday, we've got a trend starting, right? And Wednesday is a trade day, so from the low market going to the upside, and shock day. All right. In the video as well, I talked about the market coming back to this level to close gap. I said if it does do that, go long. All right. So that was on a Thursday. So as you can see, the market comes back on a Thursday, right in that zone. Here is your Friday trade hours. Market just picking up, going all the way in there, all nice and easy. All right. If you enter, if you opened up the chart in London or New York, it was a bit too late. Obviously, this was even too early in the morning hours for me. But as you can see, the market just pushed to the upside. Obviously, this is not a place to be getting in long, okay, because you're already at the tops. But at the end of the day, the market did what it needed to do. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, let me open that chart again. So with Bitcoin, we had Monday, Saturday, we've got a routine week. All right. Monday, Saturday. So this is Monday, right? Was that the 4th? That's your Monday, all right? So Monday, we have a breakout. Now, I did say don't buy the tops here because this is tricky. The market did go up though, okay? And this is Saturday, as you can see. So on Saturday, there's nothing really to do because it's an inside bar. All right, so it's an inside bar. So that's where we have to be a bit careful, all right? Okay, let's do it. And we had Tuesday trend starting, so that was Tuesday, right? Market pushing up again, but like I said, now this price level, I did say this is the first level you should, if you're going to buy. That's the first level. Why? Because that's the first gap closure. But this will come back here. All right, we are going to come back here. But if you're doing intraday trading, for example, that gap was okay to trade. Now this is Friday, right? The 8th. So let's take a look. Friday the 8th. All right, so here we are. That's Friday. All right, so I hope you can see the days here. So you've got the days there, right? Friday. So let's take a look at the hours on Friday to see when the market came down on a Friday, was it like good to get in? So let's take a look at Friday. Friday. So what do I have for Friday? Let's put this on the side here for a moment. Okay, Friday. So I had what? This is the price zone, right? So let's see, did I have anything close to that price? This is what, 6 o'clock. Did I have 6 o'clock? No, I had 5:40. 5:40 is there. Okay. 5:50. Oh, I had 6:20. Okay, 5:40. Wait. This is 6:20 here. Nice and easy. All right, so that got there, and then you can see the rejection there. So that's that. That's one level. And then 11:50. Do I have anything at 11:50? 11:50 is already too far up from here. So this is the only place. That's where the market made that low in that gap. Okay. Oh, excuse me. And here, this is 10:15. I didn't have an hour there, but I am curious. I am curious. I'm going to check out if there was something there at 10:15, because if there was, I should make note of it for next time. 10:15 on a Friday. I had a 10 on a Friday, not a 10:15, but a 10 o'clock. So there, which is fair enough. Okay. All right, so the next is 11:50, 120. Could you have got in when the market retraced here? 4:30. I had 4:15. Okay, 3:20 to 4:15. So let's put in 4:15 here. 4:15. The market is back down. All right. So if you wanted to buy because the market came back down, why? Because the market closed the gap. Remember, we've got a scenario here. This is Friday. Market closes the gap and want to go up. All right, that's 79,281. So 79,281. Look, this is where we are. All right, pretty much. So that's your price. This is the time, and you're like, okay, bingo. All right, so that's how you're trading it along. And then any pullback to go up into it is okay. So then you had 4:15, which is this bar here. All right, so market comes back, gap closure, okay, and then they start buying. 650, I've got a target at 650. So this is 650 is here. It's in the middle of nowhere. All right. It's in the middle of nowhere. Should you have bought here? Well, it's a bit in the middle of nowhere, okay? But because we are going up, let's say you wanted to buy here to go up and you got in here at the gap fill here, you should have put your stop loss there, okay? Because you don't want to be going more than that simply because, we want to go to the upside. Then I had 9:25 and 10 o'clock. 9:25 is there, so there's nothing really to do here. And 10 o'clock is there, okay? So it's a bit in the middle of nowhere. So that's where time and price, okay? So that would have been it. And that's your Bitcoin there. Let's take a look at SP 500. All right. Now with these, what did I say? SP 500, we had a gains day, right? Monday and Wednesday were the trade swing days. Monday to Thursday was routine, and Friday we had a gains day. All right, so let's check it out. All right, so Friday, your gains day. All right, nice and easy. Okay, nice and easy. Thursday, the market fell down. Let's take a look at what time it did that. So the market was doing sideways. That's your London pre-trade session. Did we have something there? Obviously, selling the highs is a bit tricky. On Thursday, we didn't have a 10:15, so you would not have done anything here at all. And then the next one was 5:20. 5:20 is there. Yeah, not really much to do. Okay, you would have been sitting on your hands on this one. 8:45. 8:45 is here, guys, right at the low here. Okay, so no selling here, obviously. But Friday was a gain day. If you bought and kept your position open, that's a different story. But Friday, gains day, bang. Let's take a look at Monday and Wednesday, because those were the two days, right? So this is Wednesday. As you can see on Wednesday, I'm like, with two tops. So Monday, okay, market comes down a little bit and then goes into Wednesday. Wednesday, they sell off a little bit, okay, and then Friday, gains day. All right, so obviously knowing it's a gains day, it's like good to know, right? And that's how it is. So what about the others? Well, we've got Dow Jones and NASDAQ. You can always check them out, and you can check out the hours as well. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. I won't be lazy. Let's see, we had Monday or Tuesday for both of them, and we had routine weeks for all of them. Monday or Tuesday. That's your Monday, Tuesday market going up. Okay, so Monday market came down, Tuesday market went up. This was a sell zone, so routine week. I did say if we come up here, sellable. Okay, it is sellable up here. That's your sell zone. Feel free to check the hours, okay, as to how you're trading it. And let's take a look at NASDAQ. For SP 500, I had a gains day, but for Dow Jones, I didn't. All right, so I didn't. For NASDAQ, I didn't have a gains day either, but as you can see, that also went up. And on NASDAQ, I did say if we like come back into here, this zone would be a place to buy. Whoops. Okay, so that's your Thursday market going up, and that would have been your 845. Here is your 845, guys. So it dipped in here, 845. This is your buy zone, market going up Friday. Boom. All right, so indices normally go hand in hand. So if I've got a gains day for SP 500, obviously you want to keep an eye out for Dow Jones and NASDAQ, you know, if it could go up in any case. But they all closed blue, right? So they were all up. So as you can see, trading here was a bit tricky. And I did say if you're going to sell, you must be very careful. I said you need to wait for a sell reaction that would give us the feeling that this is going to turn around. Until then, this is going up, so don't stand in front of it because it's like parabolic. But later on, we are going to come down here, so keep that in mind. All right. So I hope the weekly wrap up is helpful. Definitely, if you're trading, you should have a trade journal, right? See, this is my one with my rules and everything. I've published this on Amazon as well. So if you go to Amazon, look for Marty Maidan or Global Trader Club, you should see our time journal as well. There's a journal book which is specifically designed for time and price trading, which you can use. But in any case, you can use whatever you want to use if you've got your own notebook as well. I like to write things manually. And that's basically it. Make sure you're checking out your vector days, trade days, and especially the swing days period. I think that's like really important, and that's a new add-on I've done after the vector days, right? The vector days gave us like the good energy or the bad energy days, like where the market can have a push, or it could be like draining, so it could be like going down. So knowing that in advance is important because it gives you an idea on the bias. And if you get a technical move on a smaller time frame according to that bias, you can just follow through and, you know, just trade it with a higher probability of success. So what we want to do with timing, obviously, is to increase our probability of success. And like I said, the swing days periods, I think, is like magic. And the more I, try to make that a bit more visual, it's really going to be great. I'm working on 2 software, so I've got good news and great news. One of them is going to be purely for people who took the timing course from me, because they'll know what to do with it. And I've done a simpler version for people who just want to know a day and a time, and don't want to go into all the details and stuff. So they're going to be like really, really cool, and they're going to be available soon. So have a good weekend. It's already Sunday, but whatever, and a good start to the week. And as usual, next week we'll get smashing as well. All the best.